So this is a story that's near and dear to my heart because I've been on the forefront of calling out the COVID scamdemic, which is exactly what it was. COVID was never deadly. For people under 59 years old, it had a 0.003% infection fatality rate. As even Bill Gates, after he cashed in his Pfizer stock, said that it wasn't deadly. It was like the flu, and it affected most of the elderly. But still today, in 2025, they are fining restaurants that didn't go along with the scamdemic. And it's what it was, a scamdemic. And so let's go to this story. The court upholds nearly a $1 million fine against a restaurant that ignored the pandemic indoor dining ban. And they should have, because you know who was ignoring the indoor dining ban at the same time? I don't know. How about Governor Gavin Newsom? He's got the whole world. He's got his cops out arresting people for surfing at the beach while he's indoors, no masks on, doing indoor dining at the French Laundry. Remember that picture? Everybody saw that? So now they're coming still in 2025. They're still coming after restaurants. Let's go to the story.
A Washington state restaurant that ignored a 2020 state COVID-19 pandemic order must pay a fine of $936,000, $18,000 per day for each day it remained in operation while the state emergency order banning indoor dining was in place. An appeals court has ruled. The ban imposed in late 2020 by Washington Governor Jay Inslee went into effect following a jump in cases and hospitalizations. In response, the owner of Stuffy's restaurant, Bud and Glenda Dueling, ignored the order, resulting in financial punishment. The fine was levied by the Washington State Department of Labor and Industries, which the Duelings say they cannot pay. Meanwhile, the Board of Industrial Insurance Appeals did not have their back, refusing to weigh in after saying they don't have the authority to deal with the constitutional matters. A Superior Court judge upheld the decision. Despite providing tax returns showing that it operated at a loss in 2020 and received a PP loan, the court ruled that the Duelings have not provided evidence that their company cannot pay the fines.
Wow.
Dueling has not demonstrated that it is unable to pay.
So what this means is your government are the criminals. So that judge is a criminal, that governor of Washington State is a criminal. The whole goddamn system, they're all criminals. And the people who are standing up for freedom and liberty are the people who are running that restaurant. All right, keep going.
Dueling has not demonstrated that it's unable to pay the fine or that the fine is excessive, Judge Rebecca Glasgow wrote for a unanimous panel of the U.S. Court of Appeals of the Washington judges that considered the case. There is nothing in the record about what savings or assets Dueling had. Glasgow continued, adding, Dueling had ample opportunities to provide additional documentation and deposition testimony to support a contention that it was unable to pay the fine, and it did not do so. In December 5th, 2020, Facebook post, the Dueling said that they had made the decision to resume indoor dining. It has come down to the point where we shut our doors after today and call it quits after 32 years of proudly serving the community, or we fight. We have made the decision over closing that we are fighting. If we go down, at least our employees will be able to have a better chance at having a better holiday season. This is not just about us as the owners struggling. This about Stuffy's family. A report from the nation's...
This is from Grok. This is Grok.
Oh, Grok says a report from the...
So the question is, how many restaurants permanently closed during the pandemic?
Report from the National Restaurant Association based on survey conducted from November 17th to the 30th, 2020, estimated 110,000 eating and drinking establishments, or about 17% of the industry, had either permanently or long-term closed as of December 1st, 2020. Data Essential, a food service research firm, reported in March 2021 that 79,438 restaurants, or 10.2% of the 778,807 restaurants operating at the start of the pandemic, had permanently closed.
And Donald Trump is not going to step in and try to help these people because he's still touting his Operation Warp Speed and his vaccine that didn't stop transmission or contraction and didn't do anything they said it did. He won't even admit that the COVID was a scam. So there's nobody to help these people. I hope they appeal to the Supreme Court. I hope that could happen. Again, were ruled by criminals. So that whole justice system in Washington State are criminals, and the people who and they're prosecuting the people who aren't. Again, it's like when I had Cornel West on the show and I showed him 41% of Black-owned businesses permanently closed during COVID, and he didn't say a damn thing about those workers. He couldn't give a shit, and because it takes actual courage to do something like that, to go against his shit lib and his ivory tower employment. He wouldn't do anything that's going to risk that. And so here we are. The criminals run everything because the people who were supposed to stand up during COVID and say something didn't have the balls to say anything, didn't have integrity, didn't have the spine, and still to this day, nobody's saying. You think Cornel West is going to come out and start screaming about how this injustice over COVID? No, he's not going to say anything. Nobody's going to say anything. Maybe Tim Robbins. I'm going to say something. Max Blumenthal say something. I'm going to guess probably nobody else. It's disgusting. And if you like to hear my COVID jokes, which will, turn this round upside down, you come see me in Calgary, Edmonton, Vancouver, or in Chicago. You can come see me in South Bend, Appleton, Wisconsin. Not South Bend. Fort Wayne, Indiana, Appleton, Wisconsin, Hermosa Beach, Sacramento, San Francisco. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets. I'm not ever going to get over. I think about it every day, about how this happened, and people still pretend like fascism is a thing that's going to be brought in by Donald Trump. We've been living through fascism for a long time, and there's nothing more Nazi-like than shutting down people's businesses over a scam. There's nothing more Nazi-like than demolishing people's living, smashing them, doing a controlled demolition of our economy. For what? For profit for big pharma. That's what this was all about. This was always about profit for big pharma. And then they censored people telling the truth about COVID, and they still do. And I just can't believe all the people that I used to look up to, which I no longer do, and I have disdain for, as comedians, politicians, journalists, activists, people that don't give a shit about this. You would think, 100,000 workers got fired in New York alone for not taking a mandated experimental medical treatment that didn't do what they said it did. And where are the people standing up for those workers? Where's Cornel West screaming? He never said a damn thing about it. Still isn't saying a damn thing about it. So all those people who were your heroes aren't. All the people who were my heroes are not. And it still comes down to people like Joe Rogan and me to say something about it. Hey, what if you could delay your next 2 mortgage payments? That's right. Imagine putting those 2 payments in your pocket and finally getting a little breathing room. It's possible when you call American Financing today. If you're feeling stretched by everyday expenses, groceries, gas bills piling up, you're not alone. Most Americans are putting these expenses on credit cards, and there doesn't seem to be a way out. American Financing can show you how to use your home's equity to pay off that debt. You need to call American Financing today before you get to a point where you can't make those payments. Their salary-based mortgage consultants are helping homeowners just like you restructure their loans and consolidate debt, all without upfront fees. And their customers are saving an average of $800 a month. That's like a $10,000 raise. In fact, it's simple, and it could save your budget this summer. Call now before it's too late. 888-804-0303. That's 888-804-0303. Or visit AmericanFinancing.net/Jimmy. Come see me on tour in Edmonton, Calgary, Vancouver, Appleton, Wisconsin, Rosemont, Illinois, Chicago, Louisville, Fort Wayne, Indiana, Hermosa Beach, Sacramento, San Francisco. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets.